Hi Verbling, my name's Michaela. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, and today we're talking about giving advice. If you guys are interested in private lessons, message me on my Verbling chat box. We'll discuss times and rates and all that good stuff. And Ana Carolina, welcome back to class. Ana Carolina, is this your fourth class today? Third?
Yes, the fourth and the last one.
Awesome. Do you usually do 4 classes?
You had asked me once.
I remember you said that 4 classes is pretty standard for you. I'm just amazed. That's a long time. 4 hours a day?
I'm not the only one who does something like that. Mustafa took 2 classes in a row.
Yeah.
He attended 2 classes in the morning. I didn't. He took 4 classes as well. I'm not the only one. Jose usually attends 3 or 4 per day. 4. I'm not the only one who does that.
Well, you all do a great job.
I took your classes and Joshua's class during my lunchtime, and then after your class, it will be over.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's any problem. I don't think it's a problem. And also, I don't think it's nothing different than anyone else. More people do the same.
Cool. Well, we're certainly glad you're here. What are you planning on doing after you're finally finished?
I will have dinner and watch TV and relax because I have to wake up early tomorrow to work, and I will study tomorrow.
Very cool.
And I have to do a kind of physical therapy called RPG. It's I don't know the name in English. Global Postural Reeducation. GPR, I guess. I don't know. It's a kind of exercise similar to Pilates.
Oh, cool. That sounds like fun.
No, it's not fun at all. It's awful. But I have to fix my back. I hurt.
Well, good luck. And Jean? How do I say it? John. Okay. John, welcome to class. Where are you from?
I'm from Mexico.
Good to meet you. And what do you do at the end of your day when you're tired and you're just ready to relax? What's your favorite stuff to do?
I just go to sleep because I wake up early in the morning to work out every day at 4:45, and trust me, after finish my day, I just want to go bed, and that's it.
All right, so after a long day, you're just totally ready to pass out.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. Thanks for sharing, Jean, and good to meet you. Jose, welcome to class.
Hello, Michaela.
Jose, what's your evening routine when you're finally done with a long day? What's your go-to?
After this class, I attend one class more, and after that I go to sleep because tomorrow I have to wake up early.
You wake up early also? What time?
Yes, at 7 a.m.
All right, that is pretty early. So
yes.
Sleep, definitely sleep. Thanks for sharing, Jose. And Miriam, what's your evening routine when you're done with a long day?
Hi, fine. I plan to like shoot a breeze with some of my friends. I feel like the quality of my life tumbles since I'm graduate school, so I plan to have a couple of fun with my friend, hopefully.
Cool. Awesome. That does sound like fun. I love hanging out with my friends as well.
Yeah, it's when someone became a student, there are some tough time that you are able to share with your friends. So yeah, you know, the friends sometimes steer up my life, you know.
Definitely. Thanks, Miriam. And Mustafa, what do you do at the end of a long day? What's your evening routine?
What's my ending routine? I can go to my best teachers on Verpling. What else?
So that's how you relax, you unwind with a little bit of English?
Actual English is relaxing for me, you know? Something
Cool.
gives me fun and relaxation. I don't even determine like English like studying material. I enjoy it.
Very cool. I'm glad to hear it. All right, I'll share a little bit about my evening routine. For me, it kind of depends, I think. I go through phases of things, but right now my evening routine, it's changed a little bit in the past few months. I've been staying up later than I usually do and waking up later. So my evening routine is like go to jiu-jitsu class, stop at my brother's place to hang out and eat his food sometimes, and then bike home. And then if I have time after that, I'll go out with friends. Sometimes maybe like 2 or 3 nights a week, I'll probably go out with friends and do karaoke or dancing or something fun. But I think most of the time I'm at my house after that. All right, so today we're talking about advice. I'm going to screen share the notes and we'll get started. You can also find these on the class page, of course. So here we go. We've got a little warm-up activity, which we're going to kind of do, but I mostly just want to talk about some vocabulary for giving advice, what words you think might be useful or what tenses might be useful. And Natasha, since you just got here, give us your opinion. What are some useful words or tenses for advice?
So sorry. Can you repeat your question once more, please?
What are some useful vocabulary words or tenses for giving advice in English?
Okay. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. So what do you think?
Okay, yes, I see you clearly. I'm sorry. Well, I suppose that I don't know. Maybe all these words can be used, and we can use them by giving advice. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm not clear. See your question.
All right. Let's see. How about Mustafa? Do you have any advice for us on what words we can use to give advice?
Yeah, for example, excuse me, can I take 5 minutes from your time? And or I would like to tell you about something. I prefer to be like, especially if I want to give an advice for someone, to it be like between me and him, just me and him. So it would be like a nice way. Don't like don't do this again in public. So this would be in polite way. So yeah, I would like is most common, you know. I would like.
Yeah, definitely. Modals could be an important part of giving advice. All right. Mohammed, welcome to class. Mohammed, are you there? Mohammed, I can't hear you. You might have to change your settings at the top of your screen. Click a different microphone or change your computer settings. And if that doesn't help, you can try reloading or asking me any questions you have in the chat box about how to set things up. All right. Miriam.
Yes.
All right, I've got a different question for you. Do you like to give advice?
Yes, it is a part of life. I mean, especially when you live on abroad, so it sounds like you have to listen to those who have some experience, and they friendly try to get to you through their advice, sharing their own experience. So for me, I learn to listen to advice and suggestions that my friends usually tell me or warn me about something that they knew, but I don't know. So yeah, this is a part of my life.
Definitely. Cool. I thought you give good advice.
Hopefully.
Jose, how is it when you're receiving advice? Is it sometimes difficult to receive advice from somebody?
Yes, sometimes I've received some advices from some people. Advices as I have to do more exercise, I have to take care about the environment, I have to eat healthy, I have to eat fruit and vegetables, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I receive some advices from some people. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Jose. Jean, who do you think gives the best advice?
Oh, wow, I think it's a difficult question because depend of the situation. Maybe when you are in a different country and you don't know the best way to conduct yourself, it's a very good advice that some local tell you the best way to do that, or to avoid something that could offend the people in this country.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Ana Carolina, when you need advice, who do you go to?
I ask my mother, and I think about it myself. I ask my husband as well. Yes. He.
So your husband gives pretty good advice?
Hold on. Charlie, did you give me pretty good advice? Answer aloud, please. Did you give me pretty good advice? Yeah.
All right, excellent. Mohammed, are you there now? Mohammed, I can't hear you still. Uh-oh. Well, if you can't...
Do you hear me?
Yes, I hear you now. Excellent. I was worried.
Yes, thank you. Welcome, sir.
All right, I'll ask you the same question I asked Ana Carolina. Who do you go to when you want good advice?
Yes, it's according to the advice. When I need an advice related to work, I can go to my senior colleague. When I need another in life, I may go to my father, my mother, or my wife.
All right,
It depends. It depends on the type of the advice and the timing.
Mm-hmm. So each problem might need a different person for advice?
Yes.
All right. Very true. Okay, you guys are probably all already familiar with a lot of this vocabulary, which is why I didn't go over it. I have faith you guys already know it. But we're going to read a little bit about these people's problems and help them out with some advice. And not everybody will answer every single one, but at the end, if there's anything else that you wanted to say about one in particular, I'll give you the opportunity. So let's read the background first. How about, let's start with Natasha. Will you read the background for this little article we're about to read?
Okay. Background: newspapers and magazines often carry an advice column. This column contains questions submitted by readers and responses written by an expert columnist. Take turns reading the below questions to your classmates or teacher. Role-play the situation, ask follow-up questions, and try to get and give sound advice.
Thank you very much, Natasha. Yeah, we need to get some sound advice. All right, so the first person who's writing to us asking for advice, I'm going to split this one up because it's kind of a long one, and there's not a really good place to split it, I don't think. So I'm going to split it in the middle of a sentence. I know that's awkward, but let's have Mustafa read the first part and Mohammed pick up where he leaves off after the blue section.
Okay, dear Abby, I'm 28 and my boyfriend of 5 years is 29. I'm ready to get married and he is not at all, but wants us to stay together. Our maturity level very greatly. I'm getting my PhD while working full time. He has a job but can't save or manage money and he just wants to stay out and party. He is very affectionate and constantly tells me he loves me.
But regarding getting married, he always say things like, "I'll be our turn one day," or says he will propose by the end of X months, but never does. Everyone around us is getting married, and in our society, there are articles and websites that say a man's proposal is the ultimate way of showing his devotion and love. I try to remember that my value comes from within, but I need to know that the man I love wants me that much and forever. Waiting.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. So since I started on the right for reading, I'm going to start on the left for advice. Anna Carolina, can you give us some advice or give this person some advice? What should she do?
Hold on, I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry.
You want me to come back to you once you've read it through?
No, 1 second. 1 minute. I am doing it. Okay. I would say um she wants to get married and he doesn't, right?
Yeah.
Well,
He's not really very mature and he can't save money and he's not ready to get married, but she loves him. What should she do?
I don't know. Ask her heart. Maybe she might think that she has to wait. However, uh, after the marriage, he he may become mature. He may change, and they can work on it together.
Could be, but how is she going to get him to marry her? Because he doesn't really like the idea of marriage. So how should she convince him?
Get pregnant.
Ooh, risky.
What?
All right. Okay, that's one way to go about it for sure. Jean, do you have any other advice that you think might be helpful in this situation?
Yes, I think she need to think about that and take more in consideration all the difference that they had each other, because maybe at the beginning she can be tolerant and she can accept all this, but by the time she will get tired about this situation. And I think yes, get married is not like just select a new card or do something like if it doesn't work, you can change. Okay, obviously you can get divorced, but I think it's not this the kind of decisions that you take like something simple. It's more serious than just get married because you want. And at this moment, maybe she thinks she loves him, but after maybe 5 years, she will reconsider and say, okay, maybe I took the wrong decision.
Possible.
Yes, and I think maybe if you have, maybe you be in love and say, okay, I will take this decision. And I tried to convince him to get married. But for example, the option that Hannah Carolina give is for me is worse, because you want to affect one person's life now. You're trying to affect his boyfriend's life, his lifestyle life. But if she get pregnant, she will affect 2 lives more. The baby lives and the boyfriend's lives. And I think is completely irresponsible.
All right, thanks, Sean. And Jose, let's get one more person in on this one. What do you think she should do? What's the solution here?
I think he has to be more responsible. He doesn't have to spend so much money as he is spending. He has to be more time at home, because he doesn't manage money in the proper way.
So if he doesn't do all those things, what should she do? If he doesn't start to save money and become mature?
Yes, he has to change his behavior.
All right. So he's got to change, and if he doesn't, she should leave? Is that it?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. She's got to get out of there. All right. Miriam, will you read number 2 for us?
Yes. Dear Ellie, I'm getting old and I hate it. My skin is wrinkling, my face is sagging, my hair is turning gray, and my teeth are turning yellow. I'm starting to look like an old lady, but I'm only 55. I feel like I should still be in the prime of my life. I'm not ready to be elderly. I want to be youthful and attractive forever. Help me look younger. Help me find the foundation of youth, old before my time.
Thank you very much. Natasha, give us some advice for her.
Well, I suppose that in this case we can give some advices. Some advice. I mean that first of all, this woman can have a healthy lifestyle. I mean, maybe she can do yoga or something physical exercise. She can go to special fashion, maybe doctors, or to make a plastic surgery as a variant, maybe so. But I suppose that first of all she has to love herself. She should respect herself, and it doesn't matter how she looks like. I mean that previously she should feel happy, and it is obviously will be shown on her appearance. She would like I don't think that she would like that she will have appearance of a young girl, but she will be a pretty woman in this
All
case.
right. Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much. And let's go on to number 3. Jose, will you read the blue part of number 3, and then Jean, will you pick up after that?
Okay. Dear Ali, I'm single. I stick of it. I don't want to be alone anymore. I'm thinking of joining an online dating site, but I'm not sure if I should. It's embarrassing to admit that I can't meet anyone on my own. And if I meet a boyfriend online, I'm afraid that people will think I'm a pathetic loser. I'm also afraid that a guy I meet online might turn out to be a freak or creep or a pervert.
The internet is full of predators, but the biggest reason I'm hesitating to dive into online dating is that I'm a bigger believer in fate. I always thought that one day I would look across a crowded room and see the man of my dreams starting back at me with a love-struck look at his face. I guess it might be time to give up on destiny and let some computer program match me with someone. What should I do? Millie.
Thank you very much. And Miriam, will you give us your first opinion on this? What do you think should happen here?
Well, I would say before marriage, she needs, talk to herself and, convince herself about the personality that she has. I mean, she what she wants from her life. Is it because marriage basically is not only love? It's like, oh, I love you and it's all over. Marriage is needs wisdom, needs some maturity of mind, needs commitment, dedication. So it's not just looking across a room and you find a man that you can comfortable with. It needs being with someone for a period of time to know each other. Then the couple should see they cannot just cover each other. Life is serious. It's not only I love you and with the big hug and everything is done. Life is serious. So otherwise it may end up with the divorce that it has a high rate in contemporary contemporary society, is because that there is not any wisdom beyond any marriage. So they just when somebody touch your heart, it doesn't mean you can get married. It needs some kind of the maturity of the mind, maturity of the heart, and then the way that behavior, building up the personality that you can bear someone else in your life. I feel like even with the computer program, it couldn't work. I mean, it is person itself, he or she should decide it for her or his life than the computer program or such a these things. And I don't know, destiny is one part, but the person own personality is something else. That's true, that could be destiny could affect on your life, but in terms of the marriage, I totally disagree with the terms of the computer program. When you couldn't find somebody in reality of your life, you won't be able to find it online as well. Doesn't matter computer program or in real social life.
All right, Mohammed, what do you think? Do you agree with Miriam? Mohammed, are you there?
Hello? Hello,
Yeah.
Shane?
Mohammed?
Yes. Yes.
So what do you think of number 3? And do you agree with Miriam's positions?
Yes, I'm with Mariam. I think that real persons in real life is better than anyone over the internet. You might have a good look, but a bad heart. So we wanna go for a good heart, good manners, rather than good pictures and good photographs. So real persons are better.
Real people are better. Okay. Mustafa, what do you think?
I want to say like just what Mariam have said is really like worth to listen to. Like she said many good points, and I agree with her totally. If not like most of her speech. I think like the appearance is not as much as important. Like I think she has to not look for ideal person because we all have like we are not complete people. Like we all have some like maybe we are not ideal people basically. So she has to list her expectation, and I agree with her with Mariam when she said like she has to be more mature. Like she had to, I think people nowadays like get married without any knowledge or information, so they get divorced easily with the first maybe a problem they face. So I think she has to be more wise, and she would find the person she wants at the right time, I think. And yeah, to be honest with you, this is completely Mariam said everything correctly. Yeah.
All right. You guys agree with each other, it sounds like. Let's go on to number 4. Ana Carolina, will you read number 4?
Dear Caroline, how do I know if my pre-wedding jitters are normal or a sign I should call things off?
And Ana Carolina, give us your opinion there. What do you think? You're a married woman. How should she know?
What does jitters mean?
Does anyone else know what jitters are or how to define them? Nobody?
Jitter is, I think, is when you talk angrily or annoying someone. I don't know. Is this the same thing or?
I don't think that's quite right. Jitters are kind of like nervousness when you've got cold feet and you're not really sure of something, maybe a little bit of anxiety. So Ana Carolina, she's got a little bit of anxiety and doesn't know if she should call things off.
No, I don't think anxiety is a reason to call things off, because changes cause anxiety. It is normal. It's quite normal. Oh, 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 oh my gosh, I forgot the name. All women who 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 are almost getting married feel this way, because the marriage is going to change their lives forever. It's a huge milestone, so it's normal, and they have to to think of a lot of things. They are going to run a family. They are not going to be protected by their parents anymore. They will have to lead things, to call the shots, and there are a lot of things to do before getting married. Like to choose the dress. All those things can be stressful. So it's normal if everyone who got the jitters called things off, no one would never gets married.
True story. All right, guys, so we've read all of them and we've answered all of them, but if there were any that you guys did not get a chance, like you wanted to voice an opinion on one and you didn't get a chance to because I didn't call on you, now is a really good time to give me any of those. Natasha, was there anything else you wanted to say about any of these advice columns?
Okay, I would like to say that about past situation when a person have such feelings as feel some fears or something like that, it's normal. I absolutely agree with Anna. But when a person has feelings like hesitation or doubt, it's a bad symptom. I suppose that in this case he or her really doesn't sure that he make a good decision, and in this case maybe the better way to stop and really have a good thinking and maybe give a time for making right decision.
Mm-hmm. Time definitely helps.
Teacher, I have,
Go ahead,
yeah,
Mustafa.
yeah, I have 2 points. Like the first one about the last one of Anna, and it was like, for example, like just I want to give an example. Like if you want to like buy a car, for example,
Mm-hmm.
if you buy this car, you might have an accident and then you might be killed because of this car. Okay, so you don't know if you would make the an accident and you would be killed or not, right? So the same thing, maybe some people give this example for the people afraid from getting married. The same thing with marriage. So you don't know what would happen. So you don't have to make this a doubt for you back. So just wise and get knowledge, and that's it. About like what Natasha had mentioned, like she speech about that woman, she's not satisfied with her appearance. I want to say like this is like the life cycle, and she has to accept her appearance because unless she accepts her appearance, she won't be happy. She has to accept her appearance, and like we all like for this is like life cycle from children, then we become adult, then we become like more like an older person, and then we will die because we haven't created for this life. This is like the life to prepare us for the second life that's more worth than this. So yeah, this is my opinion because we are living here temporary. You live 50 years, 70 years, 90 years, and you will be died. We all have this like fate. So yeah.
Yeah, that's true. No avoiding it. Mohammed, did you have any last thoughts on any of our columns here? Mohammed.
Can I add something on the number 1?
Yeah, go ahead, Miriam.
Well, I was wondering, it's like as she felt there is a difference in maturity, their maturity levels. I mean, the ladies in PhD, the man is ordinary. I mean, I honestly, I had a hard time to avoiding the urge that not saying that love is not everything, because there are a bunch of variables that work together for having a successful life. For example, it's much more better to get married with someone in your own level, in terms of the family, in terms of your education, in terms of your even job status. So they can I mean, cover each other in some difficulty as they may face some difficulty through their life, time. So I feel like values and then some personal characters are more important. Just I love you, or those red roses, or something that is a fancy. It's a for short period, but after a long time that life shows its real face, the red rose won't work anymore. It's a serious problem. It is is a kid. It is a your own life, personal life and commitment. So I don't believe to just love works. There are a bunch of cases that I've seen by my eyes. There were people who never fell in love at the beginning, but they turn out to be a best and successful couple we ever met. So that's all. Yeah.
All right, definitely. Thanks, Miriam. Adela, welcome to class.
Teacher, just
about... Did you want to say something, Mustafa?
Sorry for interruption. If you have something to say, go ahead.
No, go ahead. What did you want to say?
Just about the first one also, like, that there is like a trick period, the first maybe 6 months of getting married. Like, this is like everyone see the second, like, the wife see her husband, the best husband ever, and he see her wife, his wife, the best wife ever. So this is like a tricky period. It's called attraction period. So each one of them like don't see the problem or the reality of the second one. So after they pass this period, the reality of each person gonna appear, and then their decision will like conclude to be correct or not. So they have to be to prepare to this period after this. So I have heard like a person, he's like a personal development person. He said like before you getting married, like prepare a paper, have a paper and write what do you wanna from your wife, like each thing you wanna do, like you wanna get from your wife. What you don't want to say, what you don't want to her to say or do with you, something like this. Like preparation is most important before getting married, I think. Yeah. And about this man, by the way, about this man, she can give him a hard lesson by like leaving him. Just try to leaving him and try this step is much better from getting like what I can say, Anna suggestion.
From getting what?
Pregnant. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's much better.
All right. Okay, we still have a few more people to go, and I wanted to welcome Adela to class. Adela, we've been giving some advice, so feel free to look over a few of these columns and then come up with some suggestions and advice for any or all of these people, and I'll come back to you in a minute. In the meantime, Jose, it's your turn. Would you give us any last thoughts? I know you already gave us some of your thoughts on some of them, but if you have any last remaining thoughts on ones you didn't get answered.
I would like to give some advice to number 4, because I think when the person leave the comfort zone, because he has been living alone for the whole life, then he leaves the comfort zone, and in the beginning he could be a little anxious or a little nervous. I think it's a normal situation, nothing strange.
Yeah.
I give him or her this advice.
Yeah, she should take some tea and just breathe a little bit, and it'll pass.
Yes.
All right, thanks, Jose. Jean, any last thoughts for ones you haven't answered yet?
Yes, I think number 3. I think the internet is a good tool to meet people, to meet new people. If you are, for example, in a different country, if you move to a different city, sometimes is complicated. The cultures are different. For example, here in the States, I know a lot of people are using these dating websites, and I understand you can trust in these websites, and you can you can know new people and interesting people. And it's not necessarily full of predators or creepy persons. You can find a very good. For example, I have very good friends that I met on the internet. It's not that bad. You can find predators or creepy or pervert people in the streets or in the cafe or in the nightclub.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not necessary internet, and I understand it. Sometimes the persons wants to change their image and looks different internet. But something I think helped the internet through these dating tools in internet is if you can leave the person if you want. You don't have the person in front of you, and if the person says something that you don't like, you can just stop the conversation and that's it. But if you are in front of somebody, sometimes this person turns like aggressive or trying to stalk or start stalking you. But if you are online, you just can block the user and that's it. I think it's a safety way to meet people or pre-meet people.
Yeah, there are advantages for sure.
I think this is my advice. I think it's something, and you can use just not just for dating. You can use for meet people. You have here, not just here, everywhere. You have these meetups when you can meet people with the same interests and jobs and hobbies, and it's a very good social network. How you can grow up your social network.
Definitely. Thanks, Sean. Ana Carolina, you're up. Any last thoughts on these?
Thank you. I'd like to comment about the number 2 situation because no one can be helpful forever, and people have to accept that people lazy. Okay. Well, I think it's beautiful when an old woman is well dressed and assume her age. Assume no. I. Oh my gosh, which word should I use? Accept her age. Sorry.
You mean like she makes peace with how she looks?
Yes, exactly. I think it's more beautiful than someone who has a lot of nips and tucks and some people fill their lips with um, substances that are not beautiful at all. So and they look like artificial. I think it's okay to get a plastic surgery, to go to work out and to do things to remain young, but not exaggerating. In the situation number 3, I agree with Jean that you can find strange people in a nightclub, but when you are in a nightclub, the person you see is the real person, and the internet is more dangerous because you don't know who is behind the computer. It can be a fake profile, it can be a stalker, and you don't know, and then you can be easily misled. But on the other hand, I know some stories that people who have met one another online, and one of those stories was about a guy who felt in love for a child in the kindergarten, and both were in the kindergarten, and then he met one another online again, and I thought it was romantic. So it can work, but people have to be more careful online.
All right. Thanks, Ana Carolina. And Adela, finally you're up. Tell us, pick one of the situations or a couple of them to give your opinions on, and tell us which one you're talking about, of course.
In number 2, for example, my opinion is my advice is there, the fountain of youth that exists. But I think you need an important change in your life in two different ways because you need a change physically and you're feeling internally. Maybe physically you need to go to hairdresser, to beauty salon, and after that you need change your mind, open your mind, travel, know people, and I think you discover other different things to do in your life.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. There's more to life than looking young forever. All right. Any other comments, Adela?
No, I think it's...
Awesome.
I don't have time to
Well,
read.
thank you for your thoughts. And I'm going to ask quickly, if you guys have any vocabulary questions, we might not have time to go over them all. So if you guys have burning questions about the bold words or any other words, now is a good time to ask.
Sagging, teacher, sorry.
Did you say, oh, sagging, this one here?
Yeah.
Can anyone else help us define the word sagging?
Sagging is the when the skin like falling down and it's not firm as it should be. So they use some cosmetic routing for lifting. So those who who got sagging skin problem, they need lifting treatment like that.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else want to chime in on the word sagging?
Maybe with Brinklin.
With what?
No? Deep wing leak. I don't.
Deep what? Sorry, I can't.
Deep
I can cut out.
I don't pronounce. Brinklin. I don't know.
Wrinkling?
Yes.
This word here?
Very deep. Yes.
Yeah, it has a lot to do with wrinkling. When something is a little too loose and it kind of falls a little bit, that's sagging. So wrinkles, if you have enough wrinkles, because your skin is so loose, it does sag a little bit, kind of droops down. Exactly. Any other vocabulary questions?
Actually, I have one question regarding the use of freak. Sometimes I heard like the guy freaking me out. Is that, do you mind explaining when we typically use freak?
So freak has a lot of different meanings. As a noun, it usually means someone very strange or unique. It's usually not a positive thing, but it can sometimes be a positive thing. And if you're saying someone is freaking you out, that's a totally different meaning. So then we're using it as a verb. And if someone is freaking you out, it means that they're making you afraid or scared or upset in some way.
Uh-huh. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Sure thing. Any other questions? That's it? All right. Then we're going to skip past some of this. We've only got a couple minutes left. And we'll just answer one of these questions really quickly. Remember to keep your answers short so everyone can say a little something before we wrap class up. I like this last question. I think it's for me it's really interesting and kind of changes the topic a little bit. So let's answer number 5. Most advice columns seem to be written by women. Why do you think that is? I always get really good answers from this one. So Natasha, give us a quick answer on why you think most columns are written by women.
Well, it's a little bit tricky question. I don't know, but I suppose that it can be woman. Why not? But maybe with thought success, it can be man as well. Well, yes, but maybe. But maybe as a rule, namely women give advices more than men. I don't know.
Okay, so you think they just like the activity, that's why they do it, and men don't like it as much.
Yeah.
All right.
But maybe, yeah, maybe it's really. Really, women wrote these advices because I said previously that as a rule they like to it.
All right, Mustafa, why do you think most advice columns are written by women?
I don't know. Ask Natasha because she's a woman. I don't even know the answer. So no, just kidding. I think like it is depend. It's the way how the women think. It's different from the way how the man think. The man is like his mind physiology is different from the women. The women can do so many activity at the same time, and the man is different. It's depend. The way of the women think is much complex than the man. This is like a true and proven scientifically. So we can't get rid of it.
All right, thanks. Mohammed, why do you think most advice columns are written by women?
I think because men love jokes and don't love to give advices. I think most men give adverse advices, give wrong advices to laugh and give jokes.
All right, interesting. And I want to make a note because I've heard a few people make the mistake. Advice is non-countable, so we cannot say advices. We can only say advice. It's always singular, even if you're talking about multiple pieces of advice. A piece of advice could be plural, pieces of advice, but not advice itself.
Yes.
All right. And Miriam, why do you think most advice columns are written by women?
To be honest with you, I would say as a woman activist, I feel like men are more arrogant and stubborn to expose their internal feeling. They are more introverts than the women who are extroverts. That's why I feel like men, they have a problem, but they hide it. So, yeah. And they are arrogant and stubborn to really present and represent what's in their mind.
Okay. Thanks, Miriam. Jose, what do you think?
Honestly, I don't know exactly, but I think because there are more women writers than men, so because the women are more confident about writing than the men.
So you think they're better writers in general?
Yes.
All right. Jean, what do you think?
I think it's difficult, but first of all, it's necessary to put in context. We are talking about a column in a newspaper, I think. And in this type of columns, usually talk for more. I don't want to sound sexist, and I don't want to have any tendency to anything, and don't want to talk. Okay, but I don't want to be rude. But I think first of all is put in context that, and then the woman for the woman it's easier to talk about, as somebody mentioned, their feelings, okay, and it's easy to give advice about that. The man is not this. Our nature is not intrusive. We don't intrude in the other person's lives, and for this reason, it's not usually that we provide advice to something that is a daily basis. But if you need advice for something specific, something more technical, something that the men used to do, you will get a very good advice from a man. It's just the nature of the context of what kind of advice you are talking about.
All right. Now it's the hour mark, so class is technically over. If you guys need to go, you can. We've got 2 more students to voice their opinion quickly. Ana Carolina, why do you think most columns are written by women?
Because we are more emotional, more sensitive, and we pay more attention to those kinds of things. Since we are the ones who read more these kinds of columns, it is I don't know which word should I use. It's expected that we are the ones who write more about those kinds of subjects, because men are very practical. They don't think deeper about things. They don't like advice. They are more, I don't know, assertive, I guess. No, not assertive. They are more practical. You know, they are more black and white. I, I think so. And we can see shadows of colors. I don't know if I could explain. I tried.
Thanks, Ana Carolina. And Adela, last one. Why do you think most columnists are female?
Maybe it's same, but because we have a stereotype about men's and women's. I think about the ideas, advice, etc. Same. Women's are more talkative or more or share your problem, etc. But I think it's not really in can be in sometimes, but no general.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming. Sorry we went a little bit over, and I hope to see you all again soon.
Thank you, teacher. See you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.